Coming up, Beth and Billy. You're going to love them both. Billy went all the way to Japan for his ink.
Baseball guy here for Tat-Stories. We're coming from San Diego here at the beach, and I've got Beth. Beth, what are you doing on this lovely day?
I'm about to go on a 6.5 mile run. I am training for the San Diego Half Marathon.
Awesome. Sweet. You're going to get a little sweaty?
Yes.
And so now, when you're out running and you're out getting sweaty, are you a little worried about all these beautiful tattoos you have getting ruined?
I'm not, because I wear sunblock.
Awesome. You hear that, folks. You need sunblock. A lot of awesome tattoos here.
Thank
And
you.
so I definitely want to talk to you about these. First off, would you mind telling me which one was your first ever tattoo?
My first ever tattoo I got behind my ears. They're two little characters. I got them right when I turned 18 by a guy in Des Moines, Iowa named Ace at Yankee Doodle Dandy Tattoo.
All right, Ace. Awesome. And what little characters are these? Looks like we got a crown here.
Yep, a crown and then a heart with crossbones.
All right. Were these like picked off the wall, or did you?
I just made them up. They were super random and I just thought they were cute.
So do you do a lot of your own art and then have a tattoo artist do it, or how do you work with your ideas?
Yeah, I guess I just kind of think of things and then I go into an artist that has more of like a new school style that I like, and then I have them take their interpretation of it and see if it meshes with everything else that I have on my body. So with these were my first, so I just knew that Ace had a nice style that I liked, and so I went to him for my first ones.
How many do you have now? Do you have any idea?
I hate that question because I don't know how to like numerate the tattoos, because some were like multiple sessions and whatnot. If I had to put a number to it, I'd probably say like 60.
All right. Nice number there. Obviously, we got some sleeves here, some arms. We got some awesome color. Let's start first off. We're going to do a little stick and poke here. Tell me about your little fingers.
Yeah, so I actually got these last July by a girl named Lauren Napolitano, I think. And I met her at a vintage clothing shop in Austin during East Studio Tour, which is something where all of the studios on the east side of Austin open up to let people come in and see how they work and see their work. And she had some flash up on the wall, and I saw it and I really liked the patterns that she used. They were like really simple lines and dots, and I contacted her about doing something custom because I knew that I wanted to fill out the rest of my fingers and just, have some fun, like interesting kind of gypsy pattern. So last July I went and visited her at the shop that she was at in Austin and got them done. And it was pretty painful.
And what was the most painful that you've had?
On my whole body? I would say still my rocker on my stomach. That hurt pretty bad.
Okay. And do you think it was like kind of getting closer up to the sternum, or like kind of a little lower on the abdomen?
I think it was just like over the ribs. The guy that did this tattoo was really heavy-handed, and I could feel it like reverberating in my rib cage as he was doing it. So it didn't take that long. He was pretty quick, but I went home and I was like down for the count for the rest of the day after that.
Now, did it hurt so bad that you said you're never going to use him again, or have you used him since?
I haven't used him since. I didn't really think that I wouldn't necessarily go back to him, but like I definitely am afraid to.
Of all the artists you've used, and obviously there's quite a few, do you have a favorite?
Ooh, good question. They're all so different, so I'm not sure if I have a favorite. I kind of like to explore new artists. Actually, there's a Korean artist that's visiting LA and New York, I think in June and July, and I was interested in getting in with her. I actually just put in a request, but she hasn't responded yet, so maybe she will, maybe she won't, but she's really popular. I think her name is Hen Tattoo, and she just has a very unique style of art that's like very modern and kind of angular, and that's the best I could describe it, but it's really cool. So I like to kind of just explore who's out there and who has a new style and try to see if I can get different pieces with them.
Okay, so if you got some kind of contact with this woman, shoot up Beth here and let her know, hook her up. We'd like to get her in and get a little more ink. There's some spaces. I love the color. And let's just talk about a couple of these specific ones. It looks like a dog with sunglasses eating a cupcake.
Yes, so this was my dog, Little. This was the first dog that I had when I think I was 18. And I named him Little because he was little.
This one's creative, let me tell you, folks.
And one time I made a batch of red velvet cupcakes and I'd set them on the counter and he ended up eating all of them.
And was he just wired the whole rest of the day?
Yeah, he was like a ninja dog. And these glasses that he's wearing are a red pair of Ray-Ban glasses that I had in college that just like disappeared into a black hole. So that's put together is what this tattoo is.
Awesome. And then why don't you tell me about the little guy right above it? Looks like some kind of spaceship.
Yeah, so this I got by a guy from LA. I think he's LA River on Instagram. And again, I just found him and thought his art was really unique. And this is actually the planetarium in Buenos Aires, Argentina. I lived there in 2013. And this is like a really cool piece of modern architecture that's in kind of the center of the city near Plaza Italia, which is like the Plaza Italy. And it's, you know, what you think of a planetarium. You can see all the stars and planets on the ceiling. But I just really love how it also kind of looks like a spaceship. And I wanted a tribute to my time in Argentina, so I got that.
So you mentioned earlier about that kind of gypsy look. It sounds like you are a bit of a gypsy. You like to travel around, huh?
Yes, I love travel. It's definitely my passion and like what I hope to be doing more of now I'm fully vaccinated.
Exactly. Baseball guy here. We're fully vaccinated too. We got Moderna. And then let's go to this sleeve here. I'm loving the blue. This woman, is she like, looks like she's blowing a flower, guys. A flower. Why don't you tell me about that?
Yeah, so this was one of the first big pieces that I got when I was 18, and I don't remember the artist's name, but...
You were busy when you were 18, weren't you?
Yeah, I got a lot of tattoos when I was 18. My mom was quite shocked. But it was supposed to be her blowing on a dandelion. So she was in a field of wildflowers and blowing on a dandelion, so those like little puffy things were coming off of it. And it actually has in here lyrics to Death Cab for Cutie. Because that was my favorite band at the time. They're still awesome, so I stand by it.
We can give them some respect. They're not bad.
Yeah, so I just thought it was like cute and girly, and yeah, that was the whole story behind it, really.
All right, and then My Little Pony. That's a little south of that. Tell me about My Little Pony.
Yeah, so I really wanted to get a half sleeve that kind of incorporated tattoos and like things from my childhood.
Is that Rainbow Bright?
Yeah, so I have Rainbow Bright, My Little Pony, and the background is Candyland.
Very cool, very cool. My childhood, of course, would have probably a beer and no, I'm just Budweiser, yeah. All right, now other than the tattoo you may get with the woman from Korea, what other tattoos do you have on the mind for what you want to get next?
That's a good question. I really like to have some ideas in mind and look at what artists typically do and align those ideas to their style. So I've been thinking of actually doing a blast over, which is something that I actually just started doing, kind of tattooing over tattoos I already have because I'm running out of space. But I like the idea of doing tropical plants, maybe over top of this, in just the outline in different colors, so it could kind of fill in some of the dead space and add layers onto it. So that's something that I'm thinking of, but I just haven't found the right artist yet.
Well, guys, comment on the comments. Comment on the comments. Of course, what else are you going to do there? But shoot us what you think some of her best tattoos are and where you would like to see her get a tattoo. Should she get a face tattoo?
Maybe.
You know, we'll see about that. Please like this video. Hit the subscribe button. That helps us out a ton. Baseball guy, Beth coming from San Diego. We out. Baseball guy here in San Diego. I've got Billy. Billy, what's going on today, man?
We're about to do a big run on the beach.
So you got this half marathon coming up. And as I've talked to Beth about, aftercare for your tattoos, obviously super important. So what are you doing to save your tattoos?
Usually I put on some moisturizer. Usually it's just over-the-counter stuff like Aquaphor or something like that, or Eucerin. So.
Okay. Because we definitely want to protect these babies. One, there's some amazing color. and the details of some of these. And then the black. I'm going to start here with your right arm because I'm just loving, like, there's blackout and color combined, and it's magnificent. And the koi and other just like sea things. Tell me about where you got the idea for this and how it started and how you got it to where it is now.
I think I've liked tattoos ever since I was a kid, and I got my first one when I was maybe 27 years old, so I waited a while.
And which one was the first one?
That was this sleeve, my left sleeve. And after finishing my left sleeve, like most people say, it's an addiction. So I worked my way to my right sleeve, and then got a hold of one of my favorite artists and started my back piece. And that's still a work in progress, but I have about 80 hours finished of 120, so it's a
All right.
good project.
Now, it's one thing to just, find your favorite artist and go to them. How did you find this artist?
Shige Iwasaki, he is an artist in Yokohama, Japan, and I actually went on Instagram and followed him a lot and always thought, man, it would be amazing if I could ever meet him. And then I thought maybe I can call him up and get tattooed by him. And after speaking with him a couple years later, I was able to fly over there and get on the table and do 8-hour sessions. So here we go.
So if you find an artist you like and they live like on the other side of the planet, you can jump on an airplane, go to them, and get an amazing back piece. How many trips have you taken out to Japan now for this?
I've taken about 4 trips now, and each one becomes a little bit more difficult, but I think I'm on the tail end, and yeah, it's going well.
So not only are you paying for the tattoo, you got to pay for the travel. Are you doing like sightseeing when you're over there, or is it strictly tattoo?
Every time I want to do sightseeing also, but after the first 2 days of tattooing, I rest for about 10 days on a bed, go back for 2 more days and fly home. So I want to get my money's worth as far as the plane ticket and the tattoos, and I've certainly done that so far.
So they're a little bit of a brutal session. And how many hours per day?
We do 8 to 9 hour sessions per day with 1 or 2 breaks, and it's pretty excruciating. And you get wrapped up in a body cast afterwards, and you basically just hobble back to wherever you're staying very slowly.
Dedication into the craft right here. I mean, the back looks freaking amazing. I don't know how many people could withstand that kind of pain and, all the expense and just all the time and just everything. Because this is more than just going down to your local tattoo shop and saying, hey, I want this tattoo. I mean, it's flying around the world and being laid up for 10 days. That's a big deal.
Yeah, it's a pretty big deal. When I first walked into the shop for my outline, I saw the stencil, and it was about 7 feet tall by 5 feet wide. And I thought, that's pretty cool. That can't be mine, though. And I realized it was. And, that was when the gravity of the situation came into play. But yeah, I have no regrets and absolutely love it.
Is this your favorite tattoo?
It is, definitely.
And now, before you had this one, what was your favorite before that?
I really like my foo dogs on my stomach. And I still love those. Actually, when I got those done, I didn't maintain them very well. And during the healing, I didn't use moisturizer properly. So a couple years later, I went back and I had them redone with the same black and colors and all that. So,
who did that work?
My friend Mike Diamond out of the Midwest.
Iowa?
Yes. Sacred Diamond Tattoo.
All right, so check out Mike at Sacred Diamond. After you get your back done, what's next?
I always say after my back's done, I'm finished. I don't really have much canvas left, but we'll see. It is very addicting.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to say no, and there's maybe a little bit of space on the legs, although the legs got some good stuff going on too. Obviously, I love the foo dogs and stuff like that. Some really cool stuff. I don't know. It's hard for me to pick my favorite. I do really love the black and color kind of combination on the right sleeve, but great work. It's kind of nice to walk around and just be like, yeah, that's right. I'm a freaking walking piece of art.
I love that. That's how I feel usually too. And, it's definitely, I think, a lifelong project that I'm going to have.
Yeah. Well, if you can think of something he should get next, put that in the comments. Also put in the comments, would you fly to Japan for a tattoo? I'm kind of, gears are starting to move a little bit, maybe. A little bit. Anyways, hit the like button, comment, please hit the subscribe button. That helps us out a ton. Baseball guy, Billy, San Diego, we out.